What is up, you guys? In today's video, we're going to talk about the power of leveraging credit when you start your business. Let's dive in. All right, well, as always, welcome back. I'm grateful that you're here, and hopefully these videos, these podcast episodes are helping you on your journey. And listen, if you are a consistent viewer, make sure that you subscribe if you haven't. If you have not left us a review over on our podcast, man, that would mean the world to us. We get a lot of viewership on our podcast, but get very few reviews. And so if you guys would be kind enough to leave a review, let everybody know how this content has helped you, it would mean the world to us, okay? So in today's video, what we want to talk about is the power of leveraging credit when starting your business and operating your business on a day-to-day basis. This is one of those things that we're going to start off with a warning sign, because using credit irresponsibly will ruin your life. If you don't know how to do it, and if you don't have self-control around credit cards, you're going to drive up credit card debt. It's not going to be a good thing. So if you use credit cards, you need to pay off your balance every single month, and you need to use a credit card just like you would a debit card, which you wouldn't use a debit card if you didn't have any cash in the bank, right? So you don't need to buy things on your credit card as though you have this endless supply of cash, right? Because you don't. You need to buy them in accordance to the growth of your business. I want to actually give you practically why leveraging credit is so important when you're starting to scale your business. Remember this, okay? This is kind of the sentence that sums it all up. Credit allows you to extend the timelines that you have with your operating capital. So this sounds really fancy. I'm gonna explain this to you, okay? So essentially by utilizing credit, you get to stretch every dollar further. When it comes to like your life and your business, there are things that you have to have cash for. You have to have cash for payroll, and you have to have cash for rent. I don't think you can pay your rent on a credit card, right? If you can, let me know. If you've ever paid your rent on a credit card, let me know. But here's the deal. I wanna walk through a practical scenario with you for just a moment, okay? Let's say that you're selling high ticket furniture, like me. And what we do is we typically take 50% deposits on the front and second half payments on the back. So let's say that we do $10,000 per month. Okay, well, we only take 50% deposit. So if I sell $10,000, I'm actually only going to collect $5,000. Well, out of that $5,000 that I collected, I have to spend money on marketing and I have to spend money on materials. So depending upon what your marketing situation looks like, it's usually going to run you anywhere from 10 to 20% on marketing costs. Then if your material costs are healthy, that's going to run you around 25 to 30% material costs. You really don't want to be in it for any more than that. Well, let's think about this for a second, okay? If you sold $10,000, you collected $5,000 in cash, 30% is material costs and 20% is marketing costs. You just used all of your cash that you've collected that month just to buy your materials and handle your marketing. Now, the beauty of this model is that when you get your second half payment, you get to keep all that cash. Or if you've scaled it, you got to pay rent out of it. You've got to pay for labor out of it. So that's the importance of actually getting stuff through your shop, is so that you can collect those second half payments and you don't have to pay marketing costs or material costs out of that because you've already paid them out of the first half payments. But if you don't introduce credit into your business, all of this cash that you had, the 50% that you collected, is now gone. So you're operating on a shoestring budget for anything else that might arise inside your business. Let's say that a tool goes down. Let's say that you make a mistake and you have to buy more materials. Or let's say that there's an unexpected expense that occurs, okay? You're gonna be in a cash flow bind in a major way. Now, if you have a credit card, let's say that you put your marketing expenses and your material expenses on this credit card. Okay, what it does is it's gonna leave capital in your account. It's gonna leave cash in your account longer. So again, this isn't necessarily giving you more money at the end of the day, but what it is doing is it's giving you more time. Okay, so let's say now, same scenario, $10,000 per month, we've collected $5,000 in cash. So we have that $5,000 in cash, we have to cover our marketing expenses, and we have to cover our material costs. Well, let's say that that is a 50% expense out of the gate. Normally, you would be at all the cash that you collected. Let's say that you use credit, and so you get to keep the $5,000 in your account. You use the credit, which you pay off at the end of the month, by the way, which we're gonna pay off at the end of the month. But by the time that the credit card bill comes due, you've collected your second half payment and you now have $10,000 in the bank and your $5,000 payment comes due. You basically extend the life of your operating capital, which capital is just a fancy word for money, right? How much money you have. So instead of either having nothing to $5,000 at a time, now you have $5,000 to $10,000 at a time inside of your account. Now, you still have to pay those statements off every month or you're gonna get in debt. We don't want that to happen. But at the worst case scenario now, you're gonna have $5,000 in your account, which is a little bit of a buffer as opposed to nothing. And so this is so critical. And this is something, I'll be very honest with you, that I understood, but I didn't know how to put language around it. And our coach, Keith Long, inside of the Woodworking Business Accelerator program, really spent some time developing the language and the thought process around this and sharing it with our clients. And man, it's powerful. And so we're really pushing a lot of our clients to utilize credit if they can, just to extend the life of their money, of their dollar inside the business. So hopefully this video has helped you understand how to utilize credit and revolving credit inside of your business in a really healthy way. Again, we want to put a big warning, cautionary tale. Use credit cards, use credit lines responsibly. Don't run those lines up beyond the cash that you have in your accounts. But if you'll match it, you'll always basically extend the life of every dollar inside of your business. So a couple free resources for you. Number one, Handmade Business Secrets ebook. Be sure to check that out. That is going to be about a 90-page ebook that I wrote that has helped over 1,000 people thus far start and grow their handmade or their woodworking business. It's completely free to you. It's the link below. Number two, be sure to check out the Handmade Hero Academy program, which is really all the strategies and tools that I use to get beyond that first $10,000 per month mark. Be sure to check that out. We got a link below. It's going to take you down there to check all of those details out. And then lastly, as always, if you're trying to really legitimately scale a woodworking business, be sure to check out the Woodworking Business Accelerator program. We're going to work hand in hand with me. You're going to have a one-on-one coach. We're going to run your ads for you, and we're going to help you scale your operations on the back end of your business as well. So with that being said, love you all, appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one.